This is ABC7 News at 7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Newtown is still struggling economically. We don't have anything that economically is bringing those dollars in.
We got unlimited potential and opportunity to make things happen for us as we come together.
After decades of struggling, can Sarasota's Newtown community prosper in the future? Tonight, we're looking ahead 2 decades as part of our Suncoast 2037 series to show you what might be in store. Good evening, everyone. I'm Alan Cohn, and welcome to ABC7 at 7. We'll have much more on the future of Newtown coming up, but first, our top 7 stories at 7. Thanksgiving is almost here, and while for many of us there will be more food on the table than we know what to do with, that is not the case for hundreds of thousands of people here on the Suncoast who struggle with hunger. Today, All Faiths Food Bank volunteers handed out donations to those in need. According to United Way, in Sarasota County, 41% of households are food insecure. 52% of students in Sarasota County schools qualify for free and reduced lunch. All Faiths CEO says the problem is rooted in the type of jobs available locally.
This trend is not going to go away because the jobs here in our community are seasonal. They're service jobs, they're based on tourism, and those are low-paying jobs. So we are prepared here at the food bank that this is going to be a decade-long issue, if not longer.
All Faiths Food Bank says hunger is not a seasonal issue, and the best way to fight it is to raise awareness year-round. Meanwhile, in Palmetto, our elected leaders did their part to combat hunger, giving out food from the mayor's Feed the Hungry Thanksgiving food drive. This year, the initiative collected more than 50 tons of food, including 2,500 frozen turkeys. We have good schools here in Sarasota because we have great teachers and staff, and now they could soon be getting a raise. The Sarasota County School District is giving staff retroactive 4% pay raises going back to July 1st. The starting salary for new teachers with a bachelor's degree will now be $42,000 a year. The Teachers Association says the increase is well deserved.
It's a good agreement for everybody. You know, we are one of the leading districts in the state in terms of academic achievement. They're doing, the teachers and the classified staff are doing a good job. That shows in the test scores.
Teachers still have to ratify the final agreement. A vote will be held next month. It will then go before the school board in January. More road closures are taking place along I-75 tonight at the University Parkway exit. Both the on and off ramps on I-75 will be closed at University Parkway from 10 p.m. to 5 a.m. tomorrow morning. Drivers are being advised to use the Fruitville Road exit or State Road 70 exit to get to University Parkway. Those looking to get on the interstate northbound are being advised to use I-75 southbound and using the Fruitville Road exit to turn around. As work continues on one project, another one ends. The $20 million improvement to Bee Ridge Road east of I-75 are complete. Construction began back in July of 2014, covering 2.5 miles from Mauna Loa Boulevard to Iona Road. Part of Bee Ridge is now expanded to 4 lanes. 3 roundabouts were also added. While a number of local communities are passing moratoriums to keep medical marijuana dispensaries out, the city of Northport is looking to become the latest Suncoast community to welcome them. At a city commission meeting this morning, a second reading was held to pass an ordinance allowing for 2 dispensaries within city limits. New regulations would allow for 1 dispensary east of Sumter Boulevard and 1 dispensary west of Sumter to allow for easier access. They cannot be on residential property or near churches, schools, or daycare centers. Now to Venice, where residents are calling on the city to take action after an increase in the number of rats on the island. And no, this is not a story about the recent election. Pest Control says the cooler weather is driving rats into the sewer system. The best advice: secure your home, because of rats will exploit every opening in search of a shelter. Back in 2010, the city of Venice removed trees where rats were nesting, a scene many do not want to relive.
As they did that, all these rats started coming out of where they were digging, and then when they got the load on the dump truck to the landfill and opened up and dumped it, even more rats ran out of the trucks.
Pest control experts say you could also keep your yard clean. Don't leave out garbage cans and avoid leaving food outside for pets. Bob, any political jokes now?
No, I can't think of any right now, to be honest with you. I can tell you one thing. When the weather does get cold, you also see raccoons come out, and especially they start looking in your trash bins. So keep an eye out on those when the weather gets cold. But I stay away from that political stuff. You know, you get in trouble that way. We are looking at beautiful weather right now up and down the coast. Fair skies and temperature now 68 degrees. Dew point is at 39. Humidity at 35%. Northeast winds at 6. And the pressure 3016 way up there. That continues to rise. Forecast this evening pretty simple. Clear skies. Temperatures staying a little bit warmer than they have been over the past couple of nights in the low 60s. And the water vapor imagery showing dry conditions, extremely dry conditions around the Sun Coast over the past several days now. I think it's been 3 to 4 days there have been no clouds in the sky, which is a rarity. Usually you see some fair weather cumulus clouds or something to that effect around. A lot of clouds down to our south heading toward Nicaragua and Costa Rica. This is a hurricane now, the 7th hurricane of the season for 2016, and a late one at that. This is the latest hurricane development in the month of November, and it is moving off towards Central America. It looks as though it will be still a Category 1, but there could be some significant changes in speed. Right now, top winds are at 75 miles an hour, could go as high as 85 before making landfall into Costa Rica as a Category 1 hurricane on Thanksgiving. So not very good there, and they're going to see a tremendous amount of rainfall as well. Well, more on our forecast. Let you know about the rest of the work week, and well, just one day left of that for most folks, and we'll take a look at Thanksgiving in just a few minutes, Alan.
Okay, thanks a lot, Bob. And still to come, Newtown was a neglected part of Sarasota for decades, but now the community is on the rise. We'll hear from key leaders about what they envision for the next 20 years. The story when we return.
All-new mysuncoast.com. Just another way we're here for you.
I'm calling in regards about my mother, and I'm here, and I just want to thank you because it saved my mother's life yesterday. And I'd like to know the names of the people that came in and saved her so I could call and thank them. And she's doing fine. It's a wonderful thing. Thank you.
When you fall and cannot get up, an accident can turn into a tragedy. But with Life Alert, one touch of a button can get you help fast. Life Alert saves a person from a catastrophe every 10 minutes.
Life Alert is a lifesaver. If it weren't for Life Alert, I wouldn't be sitting here today.
For a free Life Alert brochure, call 1-800-652-3012. That's 1-800-652-3012. Call now 1-800-652-3012. For a free brochure, call 1-800-652-3012.
Christmas Traditions by Lux Art Silks, where more is merrier. Make your holidays sparkle with style. Browse our amazing showroom, cute collectible cottages, and beautiful Christmas displays. Find the inspiration, selection, and quality you need to deck the halls merry and bright. Christmas Traditions also features the area's largest selection of quality pre-lit Christmas trees, every size, shape, and color, and plenty of decorations to make your home shine for the holidays. Christmas Traditions by Lux Art Silks, where more is merrier. Visit us on New 301, just a quarter-mile north of University Parkway.
Selling your home? Insist on a 3D showcase tour from Gulf Shores Realty. Virtual tours are flat and boring and look more like a slideshow than a tour. A 3D tour from Gulf Shores Realty is like actually walking through the home without the drive. Get instant access to your next home from any device. Multiple views give homebuyers a perspective like no other. For a limited time, mention ABC7 and Gulf Shores Realty will provide a complimentary 3D tour with your new listing.
Alex Karras Lincoln's holiday sales event is here. Drive a brand new 2017 Lincoln MKC Sports Utility for $269 per month, or a 2017 MKZ for $299 per month. We are proud to introduce the newest addition to the Lincoln lineup, the all-new 2017 Lincoln Continental. We have a great selection and ready for immediate delivery. Alex Karras Lincoln, affordable luxury. Winner of the prestigious 2015 President's Award, serving Florida's Sun Coast since 1978. We're located 2 miles north of the Sarasota-Bradenton Airport on US 41.
It's a big part of who we are in Sarasota, the Newtown community, and all this month we are looking 20 years ahead in our Suncoast 2037 series. Tonight, Bo Beth Yates looks at Newtown, where it's going, and what we can expect.
All over North Sarasota, they're constant reminders of the rich history associated with the Newtown community. And even though they just celebrated their 100th anniversary, many are looking ahead to what the community will look like in the future. Former Mayor and Sarasota City Commissioner Fred Atkins took a stroll through the park that bears his name. The Fred Atkins Park is a staple in the Newtown community, and it's almost always packed with neighbors. But if you stroll further down Martin Luther King Boulevard, you'll notice it's one of the few places you'll see activity. Instead, you see unoccupied buildings. Some are in desperate need of renovation. But Atkins says if you look back to the early stages of the Newtown community, that wasn't always the case.
African Americans started opening businesses over here, and we were able to take care of ourselves. It was a community. We had our schools, elementary to high school, we had our child care, and we had grocery stores, we had doctor's offices, we had meat markets.
Over the years, many of those businesses were forced to close their doors. The result was an economically deprived area.
Newtown is still struggling economically. We don't have anything in our community over here that economically is bringing those dollars in.
Longtime Newtown resident Barbara Langston is among those who've been fighting for the area's redevelopment. And she says looking ahead to the next 20 years, she hopes to see major changes in the community that she feels was left behind by city officials.
I am working very hard to make Newtown to become a part of this city, this community, having absolutely everything that every other neighborhood has.
But the city of Sarasota has been making strides to improve the Newtown area. They completed a street renovation project that added parking and streetscape. They also built new affordable housing units, as well as helped to facilitate a deal for a new Sarasota Memorial Medical Center being built on MLK. All changes the city's Newtown Redevelopment Director, Drew Jones, says will help to set the framework for decades to come.
We're also seeing quite a bit of new development that could economically stimulate other development. For instance, the Ringling Soundstage on the western end of the corridor and the Janie's Garden Marketplace.
Both the Janie Gardens Marketplace and the Soundstage are expected to attract more people to the area. Officials are hoping more people will equate to more businesses and more residents making purchases. But even bigger hopes are being placed on this 13-acre plot of land on MLK just east of 301.
One of the major things is the Marian Anderson site, and the expectation is that for that to be developed.
For residents like Langston, the future of the Marian Anderson site could be the tipping point to help generate jobs and other services for the community for years to come.
One of the most important developments that's not done here in Newtown is Mary Anderson Brownfield. And I really do want our city to stop playing games with us in this community.
But as many set their hopes for Newtown's future on the undeveloped field, others like Atkins hope the future won't come from the outside, but from within.
We got unlimited potential and opportunity to make things happen for us as we come together.
As the area evolves, efforts are underway to preserve the area's history with historic markers and notable signs honoring residents. Bobeth Yates, ABC7, your Suncoast News.
When we return, we'll speak with Sarasota's mayor, along with former mayor and the business owner, all of whom had played a key role in making Newtown the community it is today.
This is the story of a boy who is very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where nothing could get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. It made him feel uncomfortable. One day, he found out he had something called autism. His family got him help, and slowly, he learned how to live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
Hurricane season is here, so when severe weather threatens, count on the official Suncoast Storm Team at ABC7.
We're armed with the most advanced weather technology.
And focus on the Suncoast.
The official Suncoast Storm Team at ABC7. We're here for you.
I knew I could get myself out of this. I just needed some hope.
and some help.
I took the first step to recovery when I made the call.
If you're depressed, drinking, and using drugs, you may need help. And the Affordable Care Act guarantees coverage of substance abuse. Call the Addiction, Hope, and Helpline now for a free assessment.
I had problems just getting to sleep, drinking and using pills every night.
I feel like I'm losing control. I'm afraid I'll lose my job or even my family.
Are you losing hope? You can recover and get back on track. Call now for hope and help with proven, gentle recovery programs.
I never thought that I could be somebody who didn't drink and use drugs.
I have something to hold on to for strength. I'm in recovery, getting the help I need.
Call the Addiction, Hope, and Helpline now for a free assessment with someone who cares.
Call 1-800-764-8708. That's 1-800-764-8708.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com, A-N-D, services.com.
They took that stress and that tension when I was particularly feeling very bad after that nasty car accident, and it was such a relief to know that I didn't have to bear that burden alone, that I had help.
Our goal is to not just get a satisfactory settlement on their case. We want them up on their feet, happy again. They've gotten their life back.
Welcome back. Tonight we are looking at what is ahead for the Newtown area of Sarasota. But first, let's take a look at the past. Sarasota's African-American community began in Overtown, an area that became the Rosemary District. The community was edged northward into what became Newtown. The development area began in 1914. By 1925, Booker Grammar School was built to serve the community, and by the 1930s, a high school and junior high were also added. The community continued to grow, even though the tumultuous era of desegregation, and in 2008, a community redevelopment plan was created to boost Newtown's economy. And joining us for more on what the future could hold is Sarasota Mayor Willie Shaw. Jetson Grimes, who has lived and worked in Newtown for more than 60 years. He is the owner of Jetson's Creative Trend Barbershop and Salon, and Fred Atkins, who has served on Sarasota's City Commission for nearly 2 decades. Gentlemen, thank you all for being here today. And Jetson, I don't think you could be in business for 60 years because, you know, you don't look that old.
Well, thanks a lot, I tell you.
But we digress. You know, I want to start with something that Barbara Langston said in our story, which says she's tired of the city playing games with the Newtown community. What does she mean by that, Fred?
I think you need to ask her.
I mean, is everybody, obviously everybody is not on the same page. You know, she wants what's best for the Newtown community. I guess maybe a lot of people are waiting for something that really has not come yet.
There is a process, and process takes time. We've only come out of the 13 acres in particular that she was speaking of, the Marion Anderson site 2 years ago, when it was cleared by Department of Environmental Protection. And now the process calls for either an invitation to bid or a request for procurement. So those things are out there, but the process hasn't moved as fast as some may want it to.
You know, what was incredible when we looked at Bobeth's story is the photos from years gone by of all the wonderful things that were in the community. And we want to look forward 20 years, but what happened? What stopped?
Well, I think during that period, you know, a lot of times I kind of look back at the history of that community. And sometimes you need to look at the history to be able to perpetuate how you can move forward. And one of the reasons why our community at that particular time, it was doing segregation and Jim Crow, but we had success. We had a very successful community. One of the reasons why we had a successful community, the people that lived under Jim Crow and segregation, we had to spend money in that particular community. So we need to start looking at the same dynamics that we were successful during that period and use that to move ahead with redeveloping the Newtown community now. You know, I can look back 30 years ago, downtown was just like Newtown. It was boarded up. They had a lot of problems. They had vagrancy. They had a lot of issues like some of the issues that we have in Newtown. But some of the things they had done, and it needed some things from the government. They was able to deed property, bring cold food, bring other businesses in the community, and they was able to revitalize. We need kind of the same thing need to happen for that community too. And we have that opportunity, we can do that.
One of the things that happened, the CRA, the Community Reinvestment Act, that basically saved the downtown when I came to the commission in '85, is the very thing that we need in Newtown, but we need participation from the county so we can get the tax increment financing to reinvest in our community.
And many people may not know exactly what that is, but correct me if I'm wrong, we're talking about community block grants from the federal government?
No. Community Reinvestment Act is a tax increment financing mechanism that the state and the federal government put together so that Sarasota's Newtown is in a CRA. The problem is that the county won't participate with us in it because they don't want money to come into the greater Newtown area. It was all right for 30 years for them to, for 29 years for them to give it to the downtown area. But when our turn came to collect some of the tax increment, the raising in the wealth of the community, they didn't want to invest it in us.
All right. I really want to dive deeper into that subject, but we're going to take a break. We have much more to discuss here on the round table. When we return, we'll take a look at your full forecast.
On horrendously cold nights, on days when the rain has been relentless, or when the sun is beating down, there is an animal trapped with no protection, fighting to stay alive. Time is running out for them, but you can help save them by joining the ASPCA today. With your donation of just $18 a month, you'll help rescue abused and neglected animals, provide them with food, shelter, and medical care. When you go online or call in the next 10 minutes, we'll send you this free membership kit and our limited edition 150th anniversary t-shirt. It's just 60 cents a day to pull animals out of a terrible life. Don't let them suffer another day. Please help now.
Whether you're a homeowner looking for a professional installation or a contractor looking for top quality products, Sarasota Glass and Mirror can meet your every need.
For 42 years, Sarasota Glass and Mirror has been the area's premier supplier and installer of quality glass products for your home or business. As an authorized PGT WinGuard dealer, we know how to protect your home with everything from the PGT WinGuard impact-resistant windows and doors to shower enclosures and decorative mirrors. The Sarasota Glass and Mirror team has the knowledge to tackle any project.
Is your mop a dirty, disgusting mess? You need the Hurricane 360 Spin Mop System, the only mop and bucket that spins the dirt away. A system that cleans practically anything and everything with super absorbent microfiber. Dip it in the washer side and the mess releases into the bucket. Then place it in the dryer side and push on the pedal. You get a clean mop pad that's practically dry and ready for more. And your hands will never again touch a dirty, disgusting mop. The heads are washable and reusable. Get the Hurricane 360 Spin Mop System for just 2 payments of $19.99. You'll also get a Sticky Buddy, the reusable sticky roller that picks up pet hair and lint and washes clean in seconds. You can take advantage of our 2-for-1 Pick It Up special and get a second spin mop set. Just pay additional shipping and fee. And we'll upgrade you to free priority handling. So don't wait. Order now.
Call 1-800-394-1524 to get your Hurricane Spin Mop double offer. So hurry and call 1-800-394-1524. Call now.
Our discussion about the future of Newtown continues in just a moment, but right now let's get a check on our weather forecast with ABC7 Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan. Bob.
Thanks, Alan. We are looking at a gorgeous afternoon. Temperatures warming above average now after a very chilly start this morning with lows down into the 40s across the entire area, but the sun setting, clear skies, hardly a cloud to be found today as a result of some really dry air. Beautiful sunset tonight with that afterglow taking effect. And as far as last night, we had a meteor sighting and had some excellent videos sent in. It's on our Facebook page. You want to see that? This is just one clip of some security camera that was turned in from Rob Turnbell. And I'll tell you, we saw the sky light up right around 11:18 tonight with lots of people reporting to have seen it. All the way from Miami to West Palm Beach to Orlando, up to Tampa, and across our entire area. People getting a glimpse of that, and even causing a little rumble at times, right around 11:18 for some folks, reporting that their windows and doors were shaking a little bit, and they heard that little rumble as the meteor kind of burned up in the atmosphere off in the Gulf of Mexico. 68 degrees right now. Dew point is at 39. Still very dry out there. Humidity at 35%. We have a light wind out of the northeast. The high today was above average at 80, our normal high at 78. And the low this morning was chilly, 47. Will be closer to the average tomorrow morning to start things off. It'll still be cool, about 2 to 3 degrees below our average high, our low temperature. No rainfall report today. It's been a very dry November thus far, and it promises to stay that way. Even though a cold front, another one, is headed our way over on Friday night and Saturday morning. It's not going to bring much rainfall at all. Temperatures down in the 50s over the Panhandle, 56 in Tallahassee, 68 now. In Sarasota, temperatures in the upper 50s, inland areas, Avon Park at 59, Arcadia 57 degrees, Northport you're at 59 degrees, Venice at 64, and Cortez at 69. Lows tonight will be into the low 50s inland, Northport 51, Port Charlotte 53 degrees, 55 in Inglewood, Rotunda at 57, and 55 in Venice, Lakewood Ranch 52 degrees, Braden 56, Anna Maria at 58 degrees, the expected low temperatures for parts of the Suncoast. Now, here is the storm system that is producing the nasty weather in Minneapolis right now. It's kind of a rain, snow, freezing rain mix, and that's treacherous driving conditions, and a lot of travelers going to be taking off from airports tomorrow from Michigan, Ohio, Indiana, and it's going to be tough going as that storm system tracks in that general direction. The associated cold front with it will eventually sweep through here late Friday night and Saturday morning. Well, the tropical satellite imagery showing this system not that well organized, but Hurricane Center suggesting we have a hurricane now, which is going to move off toward the west, having big impacts on into Central America, especially near Costa Rica and Nicaragua over the next couple of days. Here's the forecast as things move through the waters. We are looking basically, the next storm system, by the way, on your screen there, Paula, is winds will be out of the east, turning to the northwest at 5 to 10 knots. Seas will be right around 2 feet with a light chop on the bays and inland waters. A 7-day forecast looking good for Thanksgiving. High temperatures in the low 80s. Slightly cooler on Saturday and Sunday. Alan will be back just after this with more on the Roundtable discussion. Stick around.
On your TV, on your computer, on your camera, on your smartphone, on your Apple Watch. And now you can get ABC7, your Suncoast News on Fire TV. Just go to mysuncoast.com and click on the mobile tab for a list of fast and free downloads that deliver ABC7, your Suncoast News on the go. It's time to upgrade your favorite news app. Now, ABC7's My Suncoast News app is better than ever with a dynamic brand new design that's faster and easier to use. Stay connected anytime, anywhere with breaking news and weather alerts, video on demand, and live streaming of your Suncoast News. Download our free My Suncoast News app on your mobile device at your app store. ABC7's all-new My Suncoast News app. Just another way we're here for you.
Powered by the Eye Associates, providing sight for life.
Attention blood clot filter patients. Surgically implanted blood clot filters are potentially life-threatening. Some filters are prone to breaking, resulting in pieces of the filter moving through the body and causing internal bleeding. If you had surgery to implant a blood clot filter, you may be entitled to a cash award, even if you haven't suffered side effects yet. Call the Gold Shield Group now, 888-747-5291, to see if you qualify for a cash award, 888-747-5291.
An important message for Americans eligible for Medicare.
Are you receiving all the benefits available to you? Do you know there is money available to lower your Medicare prescription costs?
Now's the time to find the coverage that's right for you at the right price. The way to do that is to explore your options. You can spend hours doing that yourself, or you can call Health Markets and let us do the legwork for you with no cost or obligation. We'll search a variety of plans from nationally recognized companies to find the coverage that's the best fit for you at a price that fits your budget, and we'll do it at no charge to you.
Plus, you may be able to save money on prescriptions. We'll tell you if you qualify.
Why pay a penny more than you have to for an insurance policy?
Let us find you the right plan at the right price and see if you qualify to lower your prescription costs.
Put our free service to work for you at no charge.
Call the number on the screen now to make sure you're getting all the benefits you deserve. Don't wait. Call now.
Welcome back. If you're just joining us, we are discussing how the community of Newtown and Sarasota will change over the next 2 decades. And our guests tonight are Sarasota Mayor Willie Shaw, Jetson Grimes, the owner of Jetson's Creative Trend Barbershop and Salon, and Fred Atkins, who served on Sarasota City Commission for nearly 2 decades. I guess in order to find out or talk about where we're going, we have to talk about where we are and where we've been. And Fred, I want to start up again with you with what you were talking about, the CRA, which is the Community Redevelopment Act, which is a state program that requires the county commission to do what?
What happens is the county has to agree to the area that is deemed slum and blighted, and also agree to allow the tax increments, the money raised over the ceiling of the taxes when it's decreed, to come and be reinvested in the community that is in the CRA.
So our county commission has done that for certain parts of the city, like?
Downtown. Well, the slum and blighted area in downtown basically was saved by myself and 3-4 other commissioners when we was there back in '86, '87, and started the CRA, which was from 10th Street over to near Mound, and from South Main up to the waterfront. And so that's how they really became an area. But the majority of the slum and blighted was the Overtown Black Bottom community.
So the obvious extension of that would be to move it to, you know, Overtown and Newtown. But what kind of resistance has there been on the county commission?
Plenty. There's been a barrier, wall, or contention that has built up over the last 3 years, at least, with the city and county on what we do going from here. The downtown CRA has a component known as the Newtown CRA. Downtown CRA sunsets in 2016. It has a 30-year plus time span. Newtown still goes forward. What happens is that the monies that are raised within the downtown is shared within the Newtown, and with downtown being sunsetted, the monies that it generates will no longer come to the Newtown community. And that's where our odds are.
What has been the conversation that you have had with county commissioners about avoiding that from happening, or making sure that Newtown gets the kind of funding it needs to move forward?
Well, right now the contentious point is, and we're dealing with staff presently on what is 29 payments or 30 payments.
Well, I mean, does this get down to partisan politics? Does it get down to a lack of understanding in terms of who is on the commission with what's needed in the community? And Fred, you are leaping out of your seat.
It's about partisan power. And what basically happens is that the county commission has deemed it unnecessary to focus on targeted communities to enhance their redevelopment. There are several other communities in Sarasota County that wants a CRA, that deserves one, that could use this stimulus to bring their communities forward or back. And so Sarasota County has decided that they want to control the purse string of every community. So they said that, no, we won't do CRAs for anybody else, and we won't even continue the one in Newtown. What we'll do is ask you all to come and beg for the money, and we'll dispense it at our will.
So what does the community do? What can the community do in terms of applying or creating political pressure to change that?
Well, I leave that up to the politicians to take care of that. But a lot of things that we can do as a community to move forward. You know, we need to start unifying, things that we need to kind of put together to really start changing that community. And I kind of look at that community as being, accessible, especially being 5 minutes from the water, 5 minutes from downtown, 5 minutes from the airport. We need to bring positive investment into the community. Even with the Wrangling School of Art, there need to be a marriage with Wrangling School of Art all of that can be an asset to the community as everybody can utilize that particular entity within our community. So once we start doing that, hopefully the politicians can get this act together and start bringing us some dollars into the community.
You know, we've been trying in Suncoast 2037 to look 20 years down the road and see where we're going to be. I did a story last week about affordable housing, and frankly, the answers about where we're going to be in 20 years weren't too good. Can any of you gentlemen say we're going to be in a better place in 20 years than we are now?
I believe we are. I truly believe that the opportunities are presenting themselves because of the disrespect and pressure that the county powers that be are basically pressing on the greater community. In the next 20 years, we're probably going to have single-member county commission districts so that county commissioners will be elected from their district, and so that they can coalesce with 2 other or 3 other districts and make some decisions for the better good of communities as well as the county. Because as long as the power structures in one small group of people, they are dictating to the county what to get at.
But even getting that, and that was a subject that came up last week at the Tiger Bay luncheon, as much as people look to single-member districts as a way to give more power to communities and to local municipalities, the pushback there is, well, it makes people who are in the single-member district more selfish about their own good instead of looking at the county as a whole.
You know something? This whole country is based on single-member districts. Our legislators, our congressmen are all coming from districts that they represented, and in Sarasota County is one of the few counties that don't have single-member districts now. And there are active organizations out there now that have pleaded to the county commissions for single-member districts, and now they're going to go the petition route. Because I can remember for one election cycle, we had single-member districts in Sarasota County, and those same people that's trying to dictate to us how single-member districts would not be in our best interest are the same people that dictated to the county commissions to repeal single-member districts the last time.
Is there anything that could be done outside the political process to for members of the community or the city itself to try to attract investment, the kind of investment that you see in other municipalities around the Suncoast or the greater Tampa Bay area?
Well, certainly we're doing very much these initiatives to draw that investment in, but building incentives that will be lucrative and attractive to those bodies coming becomes the issue. And let's just also take a moment to breathe. Here we go. Just today, we installed 2 new county commissioners, and a third was reinstalled. So we possibly have a different makeup. I don't want to throw the baby out with the bathwater here yet, because we've never come to those discussions with this new makeup. What does the public and how can you interact? We want an inclusive community. I'm just coming back from a League of Cities conference where conversations were taken and moving forward on what takes place in all of our cities. And Sarasota is not one any different, Newtown and special. But what I took away, and one of the things I drew to the attention of the presenter was this. He said, I was in South LA in 1979, and over there, down there rather was his term, and he says, but we've gone so far ahead of that. We're much further.
We just have to take one pause.
Okay.
All right, we'll take a quick break, but when we return, we'll have final thoughts from the mayor and our other guests, so stay with us.
Help make the wishes of children with life-threatening medical conditions come true by attending Christmas in Candyland, Saturday, December 3rd from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. at Michael's on East. It'll be a wonderful family event with treats, music, cookie decorating, face painting, and other children's activities, followed by a special visit by Santa. Proceeds benefit the Make-A-Wish Foundation of Central and Northern Florida. Get tickets at ChristmasinCandylandSRQ.com. Brought to you by these sponsors and ABC7.
I'm Alan Cohn. Business conflicts in the White House. We have heard talk of a blind trust, but how will Trump's overseas deals affect his presidency?
Tomorrow on ABC7 News at 7. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you. Download ABC7's free all-new news app at your app store today.
On horrendously cold nights, on days when the rain has been relentless, or when the sun is beating down, there is an animal trapped with no protection, fighting to stay alive. Time is running out for them, but you can help save them by joining the ASPCA today. With your donation of just $18 a month, you'll help rescue abused and neglected animals, provide them with food, shelter, and medical care. When you go online or call in the next 10 minutes, we'll send you this free membership kit and our limited edition 150th anniversary t-shirt. It's just 60 cents a day to pull animals out of a terrible life. Don't let them suffer another day. Please help now.
You only have one life. Are you gambling with it? 1 in 3 adults have high blood pressure. Not knowing your numbers could cause you to lose, big time. Luckily, you can turn the odds in your favor by getting your blood pressure checked today. Don't leave your health to chance. Learn more at heart.org/HPB.
Welcome back. We have seen major improvements in Newtown in recent years, so will the trend continue in the future? Our guests join us for final thoughts. And Mayor, I want to start with you because you wanted to make a certain point.
I did, and I'm going to be as brief as possible. The question was, how does the public participate in this Newtown effort, in this Newtown project? When we move beyond Newtown being up there, when we move beyond the colloquialisms, and I'm speaking of people who've been here less than 10 years, who've already become institutionalized into referencing it as over there or up there. They have even no idea what its history is. Unless we were inclusive,
Jetson, as you saw in Bo Beth's story, there are people who are getting frustrated that it's taking too long. So at one point, does the frustration boil over, or is there anything in the community can do to apply political pressure?
Well, of course, we have 2 powerful people right here. We put pressure in downtown, we put pressure. But we have to kind of look at creating that area to be a destination. And I think that's going to be one of the most powerful things for that community, because we have to start being able to attract dollars from outside the community. And once we can create a destination in that community, I think our community can survive. And we need the county and the city to participate.
Fred, the last word goes to you.
I believe that the greater Newtown area is perfectly in tune with what's going on right now. And all we need is that one leader, one investment cycle of events that will do something either at Marion Anderson or at some other significant. We have a whole block of land between Oxford and Maple that the city owns that's in land blank, so that somebody can invest and put something there in the core Newtown area.
So are you saying that is going to come from outside?
There's not enough money in the community that have been able to coalesce to make some things like this happen of a greater magnitude. We can do some small projects to complement what's being intended, but the reality is that we are a very low-income district.
Okay, I want to leave it there. But before we go, we want to share with you what some of our viewers are saying about last night's topic, Sarasota's Comprehensive Treatment Court. Set to begin in January, the idea of the program is to take low-level offenders with mental health or substance abuse issues and put them into treatment instead of jail. Sarasota Judge Erica Quartermain has spearheaded the effort for nearly 3 years, and now her work is paying off. The program now has 3 years' worth of grant funding, and we asked what you thought about the idea. Jessica Ann writes, I've been saying this for years. So happy Judge Quartermain is doing this. Hats off to her. Terry Smith writes, drug addicts need to be jailed. Giving them free shelter and only expecting minimal work from them helps them flourish as a devoted addict. They know how to con the drug testing. And Kathy Hart writes, if properly run, if not only will it save the county hundreds of thousands of dollars, but will help save the lives of those who really desire change. Well, if you'd like to join the conversation about tonight's topic, just visit our Facebook page at facebook.com/news@7. And FYI, want to watch past roundtable discussions? They're available on Apple TV, Amazon Fire, and Roku. I want to thank our guests for being here tonight. Willie Shaw is serving his third term as Sarasota's mayor. Jetson Grimes is the owner of Jetson's Creative Trend in Newtown, and Fred Atkins served on Sarasota City Commission for nearly 2 decades, including as mayor. When we return, we'll have a final look at your weather. Plus, Donald Trump lays out his plans for the first 100 days of his presidency, and one policy is causing backlash from Florida's environmentalists. We'll explain in our prime time headlines.
Tomorrow at 4 on Suncoast View.
Did you know there's an international ballet school right here on the Suncoast? I'm Stephanie Roberts. On Suncoast View, we will meet the Cuban Ballet and preview their rendition of the Nutcracker and see if we can handle a few steps. The Oslo brings a preview of their opening musical, Guys and Dolls, plus turkey fryers on fire, the hottest jeans for guys, and non-traditional Thanksgiving with Chef Judy.
Tomorrow at 4 on Suncoast View.
Whether a family member needs a little extra help around the house, assistance recovering from a hospital stay, or someone to check in on them throughout the week, Right at Home's in-home care is the answer. Your loved one deserves the right care, and now we need caregivers to help give the right care for the right reasons, the right way. At Right at Home, we're one of the only private home health agencies in this area with the opportunity to earn paid time off. If you're someone who loves helping people, take a look at our website and click on Jobs to join our team today.
I owed the IRS $10,000.
I owed the IRS $20,000.
The IRS garnished my wages.
They put a lien on my house.
The IRS is the most powerful collection agency in the world. They do not give up until you pay.
I couldn't sleep. We were being audited. I called Tax Solutions Now, and a great big weight was lifted off my shoulders.
I called Tax Solutions Now, and they got the IRS off my back.
Tax Solutions Now had my wage garnishment lifted in 48 hours.
Tax Solutions Now can get you help. Our agents know the rules, can stop the pain, and get you the best deal.
We saved our home and overcame the most powerful collection agency in the world.
We connect you with a team of former IRS agents and tax professionals who get the IRS off your back. Time is running out. Call Tax Solutions Now.
Call 1-800-565-7740. That's 1-800-565-7740.
Your primetime headlines are coming up, but right now let's get a final check on our weather from ABC7 Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan. Bob.
Absolutely gorgeous day today. Beautiful weather this afternoon, too. And sunset was spectacular with this afterglow captured by our webcam. Again, high atop 10th Street here, and you can see that nice glow. There's a little bit of a haze really off in the distance, but no clouds around, and it looks like it'll stay that way tonight. Right now it's clear, 68, and winds are out of the northeast, light at 6 miles an hour. The high today did manage to get above average after a pretty chilly start, with low temperatures into the mid-40s for the most part up and down the coast. We could use a little bit of rainfall. It's been dry so far for the month of November. We're not going to see any, even the fact that we have another cold front headed our way Friday night, Saturday morning. We're not going to see any showers with it, and it will be a dry, cold front once again as it makes its way through. Weather headlines read like this: a warm up on Wednesday, high temperatures and lows will be above average, it looks like, and then 80s on Thanksgiving. That'll be nice, and then a weak cold front for the weekend, cooling things down just a little bit. Not too terribly bad, but should be a spectacular weekend at that. Temperatures now around town into the mid-60s to upper 60s along the coast. Whitney Beach at 69, Braden Country Club 66, 2 degrees cooler at Waterleaf, and into again 68 degrees in Sarasota, 68 in Siesta Key, and temperature now 67 in Venice, 66 in Northport, and 67 in Rotunda. Lows tonight will drop down into the mid to upper 50s right near the coast, low 50s inland. We can say goodbye to the 40s for a while. We don't expect anything like that this weekend with the next cold front either. The cold front is going to bring in some slightly cooler temperatures on Saturday and Sunday, and you'll notice that a little bit. As far as the weather, the satellite goes, satellite over the U.S., you can see low pressure area spinning right here, bringing a lot of moisture on in through Iowa. Then it changes over to snow, freezing rain, and looks like some sleet there occurring as a result of that warm, moist air kind of going over and riding over that colder air into Minnesota near Minneapolis, heading toward Wisconsin, and eventually feeding toward Michigan and Ohio tomorrow. So some tough weather there for travelers, which is usually a very busy travel day. A hurricane. This is Hurricane Otto, and it is in the western portion of the Caribbean. Not moving all that much, just drifting to the west at 3. Conditions are somewhat more favorable for development and strengthening with this system. We could see a strong Category 1 hurricane make landfall sometime on Thursday into Costa Rica or possibly Nicaragua right there at the border, and then pushing off toward the Pacific in time with the pressure at 987 millibars right now and top winds at 75 miles an hour. Well, closer to home, we have high pressure off the Carolina coast, which will continue to dominate our weather, although we'll start to see more east to southeasterly wind flow. That will bring a little bit better chance for some clouds, not rain. It was some clouds, just a few fair weather cumulus clouds developing late Wednesday. And then again on Thanksgiving, but it won't be bad at all. Lots of sunshine for beachgoers, for the folks having a 4-day weekend. Here comes that cold front. You'll notice not much rain associated with it. Very thin line of clouds. This is by, again, Thursday afternoon. Thursday night kind of fades away. And then by Friday, it moves on in late Friday afternoon. Temperatures chilly across the Great Lakes in the 30s there, still warm over the deep south. For boaters, winds will be out of the east, turning to the northwest at 5 to 10 knots. A light chop on the bays and inland water is the high tide in just a few minutes from now, and another high tide at 8:16 tomorrow morning. Tonight, not as cold, still a little bit cooler than average, 54. Tomorrow, sunshine, plenty of it, back to normal, 80-degree temperatures. The extended forecast calls for a nice day. Be thankful on Thanksgiving. High temperature around 82. Alan will be right back after this.
I'm calling in regards about my mother, and I'm here, and I just want to thank you because it saved my mother's life yesterday. And I'd like to know the names of the people that came in and saved her so I could call and thank them. And she's doing fine. It's a wonderful thing. Thank you.
When you fall and cannot get up, an accident can turn into a tragedy. But with Life Alert, one touch of a button can get you help fast. Life Alert saves a person from a catastrophe every 10 minutes.
Life Alert is a lifesaver. If it weren't for Life Alert, I wouldn't be sitting here today.
For a free Life Alert brochure, call 1-800-652-3012. That's 1-800-652-3012. Call now 1-800-652-3012. For a free brochure, call 1-800-652-3012.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
Hi, I'm Joan London, and if you're worried about your parent or a loved one living alone like I was, and you want reliable senior care information, then call A Place for Mom, the nation's largest senior living referral service. You'll get free information on assisted living, Alzheimer's care, nursing homes, even important financial information.
They had obviously researched every place, not just given me names. They found me a place for what she could afford, and it was magnificent.
We're now very confident that she's safe, and they just helped every step of the way, and I can't thank them enough.
So if you're struggling to find reliable senior living information, call A Place for Mom. This is a free service, and you can trust them to help you.
Call right now to get your free Senior Care Compass ebook. Find out about the 5 best-kept secrets on financing senior care and assisted living.
Call now, 800-290-0352. 800-290-0352.
Now for a look at your primetime headlines. President-elect Donald Trump may be backing off at least one campaign promise. During a Q&A with the New York Times today, Trump told reporters he is leaning against his campaign pledge to prosecute presidential rival Hillary Clinton. He says it would be divisive for the country. At Trump Tower today, former New York Mayor Rudy Giuliani says he supports whatever decision Trump makes.
There's a tradition in American politics that after you win an election, you sort of put things behind you. I'd also be supportive of continuing the investigation.
FYI, under federal law, the president doesn't decide who does and does not get prosecuted. The decision is supposed to be based on actual evidence, independent of politics. Trump is now in Florida at his Palm Beach estate for Thanksgiving. The Coast Guard is setting up security zones offshore to protect the president-elect. Boaters must receive permission from the captain of the Port of Miami to enter, stop, or anchor in 3 zones during this time. Meanwhile, environmentalists on the Atlantic coast are at odds with Trump over his stance on offshore drilling. The Obama administration restricted drilling leases in the Atlantic as well as off of Alaska until 2022, but Trump says he plans to use all available fuel reserves for energy independence. Environmentalist groups say it could mean the lifting of restrictions. The American Petroleum Institute is advocating for a more aggressive drilling. In Tallahassee today, 66 new state legislators are being sworn in, along with the heads of both chambers. Joe Negron will serve as Senate President, and Richard Corcoran will serve as Speaker of the House. Both are Republicans. Both say they want to get as much as out of tax dollars as possible while minimizing the influence of lobbyists.
We can fund the priorities of today instead of simply duplicating the decisions of yesterday. We will do this in an open and a transparent manner.
Too many bills are filed every legislative session by members who have been given to them by the lobbyists and the special interests.
Florida's regular session will begin on March 7th. Democrats in the minority hope to still have some sway on controversial issues like pension reform and gun rights. Florida's Election Canvassing Commission is also certifying the results of the November election today. The state's Secretary of State says aside from some minor glitches, the process went smoothly. He also noted the popularity of vote by mail and early voting, which now outpaces people going to the polls on Election Day. And that's all the time we have for this evening. I'm Alan Cohn. Thanks for joining us. Have a great night.